why is not worth to learn Mandarin? I would say that that's an open question because I question right now. I'm not affirming that it's not worth to learn Mandarin, but what I see, for example, I saw an interview by Dugin from a Chinese journalist, and they are communicating in English, and they not use even Russian or Chinese to communicate. So, if even let's say the opposition, the enemy of the Occident, the West, for example, is Russia, China, and I don't believe that. By the way, I just saying that many people say this kind of things, and the same people say as well that it's not worth to learn Mandarin in the maybe for practical, let's say, manners, or for let's say to have a fully communication between people, like in BRICS countries, Brazil, South Africa, China, Russia, or Emirates, and this all these countries use English to communicate by among them, and that's something that quite predictable because English is a simple language, just allows communication, and that's that's a easier manner to communicate with people. The only way I could be able to communicate with people from Russia is the English language, but I try to learn the Russian language to get more connection, let's say, to be more connected to the culture of the country, even if it's not so easy to master that language. And for me, Mandarin could be an interesting language to learn, just to read, to consume content, to understand people speaking Mandarin, but not to write because it's so complex that even the Chinese people prefer to use English to type. For example, it's easier to type with English keyboard. They try to use the Mandarin script or any kind of Chinese, let's say, like Cantonese. I see that maybe try to master Chinese language. It's something very specific. It's not for everyone, but for me, it's worth to learn Chinese, any kind of Chinese. And of course, Mandarin it would be like the English of China, and you could learn this language. And I don't see that it's not worth to learn Chinese, Mandarin, or Russian. I see that all the languages is worth to learn because that's the way to connect in a more deep way with a different culture. And even if you use English to communicate on BRICS states, like in the BRICS meetings, let's say you use English to communicate between diplomats, but it's okay to have this, let's say, lingua franca to use, which is ironic because lingua franca derives from French language, which was the lingua franca from 19th century, but English is the new way to communicate. It is the language of IT to, let's say, AI systems, and that's why English it's the more, let's say, useful language. But if you don't, let's say, bother of if you don't try to learn another language aside English, seems that you lose a little of connection that you could have if you try a little just to know some phrases or words in, let's say, in the native language of your partner, conversational partner. I see that it's worth to learn Mandarin if you know anyone who speak Mandarin. I see that it's not let's say so commercial language to learn. English is the language, the first language we taught was to communicate with anyone in the world, and the only way you have to communicate with people if you travel a lot is by English language because it's human. It's let's say it's not possible to you to learn all the 6,000 languages out there. If you gonna let's say travel around the world, tens of languages, hundreds of languages, it's not possible to fully learn any language, every language in the world. But you have itself the opportunity for at least learning some words or phrases to create let's say a deep connection with people. I just let's say learned some phrase in Luganda language just because we had a member in our group below this video where you have a language chat club to you to speak with another English learners and people who speak another languages, because if you want to learn English, maybe you speak another language which could be interesting for people who are interested to learn your language, your native language. And I reserve this space to have this communication with people around the world. And we have the Mandarin topic, and you put memes there, and you could participate in your group for free for a while. So take advantage of this opportunity right now. And for this video, maybe is good enough. And I see you in the next video.